Welcome back to Tempest Wargaming. We've got Jason back again.
Yay. G'day.
We're going to be playing some more Marvel Crisis Protocol tonight.
It really should be Aristea.
We will play some Aristea soon.
Soon. But tonight it's MCP.
Yeah, tonight it's MCP. We're going to have an interesting game tonight. I'm going to be playing my third game with my XFORCE team. And Jace is running his solid defenders. So
Doctor Strange, the mystic mirror to Cable.
Yeah, he's nasty. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. So tonight we are going to be playing the missions
Deadly Meteors Mutate Civilians,
yep.
17 threat, and Research Station Attacked, 16 threat.
Yep, and so I actually won the initiative tonight, which was a good start to the night.
So you had priority?
So I got priority, so I chose 17 threat because I don't want to do 16. I need my threat, even though you probably want more so that you can add in like...
I'm happy with the 17 threat game.
Yeah, this is true.
If I'd had priority, you would have seen Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry, everybody. I didn't win priority. It should be Hulk.
We're going to go into our lists in just a second, but before we do, just a big thank you to our subscribers out there. So we really appreciate your guys' subscriptions and support, comments in the videos. It's been great.
Yep.
And also a big shout out to Mythras Games, who have been an amazing supporter of the channel.
Looking forward to some fun new mats to play on. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. So we've got some new mats coming this way next month, by the look of it. So look forward to seeing them on the channel. And also Battle Kiwi's always been a big supporter of the channel as well. Yeah. So shout out to Battle Kiwi. And not to miss out, Hobbymaster is our local store, which we go to every week.
Friendly local gaming store, very friendly, very local, and because we're in New Zealand, so we actually get to live game without masks in public.
Yeah,
like we were on Thursday night when I thrashed you.
Yeah. Maybe I should have been wearing a mask. But yeah, not to rub it in for the rest of the world, but yeah, we've got it pretty sweet here in NZ right now. Yeah.
I'd invite you to come and stay, but you're not allowed.
Yeah, not yet anyway. Yeah. So anyway, onto the teams. Jace, do you want to take us through who's in your defenders tonight?
Sweet as. I am running Doctor Strange. I am very much looking forward, if you are following all of the new stuff that's coming up from AMG, the new Mystic guys, when I get my hands on Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme. I will definitely be having some fun with a convocation. Mm-hmm. I think Dormammu is going to be my first bad guys roster, which I've got to be honest, I am looking forward to doing. But tonight it's classic Doctor Strange, leader of the Defenders. He's got the Soul Stone because of course he does. I'm running him with Scarlet Witch and Hawkeye as his two affiliated companions, looking for a little bit of ranged bang bang. Yeah. And my out of affiliation splash is Shuri joining us from Wakanda. So a little bit of a gun line happening here. Shuri's got the pushes. She's also got the re-rolls. I'll be looking to do some heavy damage with Scarlet Witch and backing that up with the old Shuri re-rolls. For my tactics, my two restricted tactics are All You've Got and Field Dressing, classic pairing. Obviously, I'm running Strange with the Soul Gem, so should be no surprise. As a defenders, I've got pentagrams of Farala. La 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 la. I'm running Advanced R&D as part of that first turn play, so I can push Doctor Strange up the field as well. And I've got Scarlet Witch in the team, so of course, no more mutants. Hard to run her without that tactic. It's amazing.
No more mutants. How apt.
I know.
How apt.
Ha 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 ha. How about you?
So I have...
Muty boy.
Yeah. I'm running the X-Force tonight. So I've got Cable, I've got Domino, I've got Sabretooth, Deadpool, and then I've got a ring in with Black Widow. So I've got some long movers, and then some real classic X-Force characters with Cable, Domino, and Deadpool. And Sabretooth is So cool.
You're definitely faster than me. It'll be interesting to see whether I can make up that maneuverability disadvantage with pentagrams. And Sabretooth has an easy response to the pushes we're going to see from Strange and Shuri. So playing around that's going to be interesting.
Yep. So I'm looking forward to it. I like Jason said, I got my ass whooped on Thursday night. The dice didn't help, but I'm not going to blame the dice.
Oh no, you had a brutal night with your attack dice especially. That was a bit messy. What tactics are you bringing?
So I have got Patch Up. I have got Chimichangas for Deadpool.
Love it.
Exceptional Healing.
Yeah.
And
Extreme Conditioning?
Extreme Conditioning, yes, Extreme Conditioning, because being able to get a long move
off of one of the other guys.
Yeah.
Off of Cable especially. Good call. Good call. Okay, good call.
Yeah.
And then Cat and Mouse.
Yeah,
For a bit more maneuverability. Yeah, you really are. You do. You've got a big maneuverability advantage.
Yeah.
I'm going to be playing catch up from that perspective.
Yeah. So that was my big, I think that was one of the big lessons I learned in that other game was I just didn't have the maneuverability. And I got caught out, and in my very first game I got caught out as well.
You were running more of the medium movers. Yeah, actually this was quite a different team. It's really just Cable and Deadpool reappealing. Oh no, Sabretooth was here as well, but I kind of pinned him on a flank last time. So yeah. Okay, yeah. It'll be interesting.
And I got to remember as well, guys, even though I'm X-Force and we like to kill stuff.
Mission.
The mission.
Yeah, he pretty much just ignored the mission for an entire game on Thursday night. He was on 0 points going into round 4. That one. Yeah.
But I killed stuff.
You did kill some stuff, though not that well, which was dice.
Yeah.
That was dice.
But Deadpool did do maximum effort twice in a row.
Double maximum effort to do
cool.
a triple days into, was it Wolverine, Valkyrie, and Iron Fist?
Yep.
Triple days. That was pretty
So much
impressive.
fun.
That was good.
Yeah, and I didn't even have chimichangas on them. I read the tactic card afterwards and I was like, duh.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm learning. That was game 2. So, but tonight it's going to be great. So we're going to get into it. We will be back after we've done deployment. So we'll see you soon. Okay, so Jace has got this side and he has deployed all of his defenders down the back here. And we've just gone ahead and he's done his, what's the...
Pentagrams of Farala.
There we go. And so you can see our objectives. We have got the...
Research station evacuation point.
Okay, yep. So that's one evacuation point. So that would be my evacuation point.
Yeah, that's the evacuation point you are trying to move the civilian towards.
And just to call out, this is one of Mithras Games mats that they've kindly provided for us. Over here we've got one of the Deadly Meteors. And then on my side, I have got Black Widow out on the flank here, getting ready to do some running. And as we come around, we can see Cable's used cat and mouse. He's just moved forward a little bit, just get into a better position. And then I've got Dom, Deadpool, and Sabretooth ready to roll. And there's Jason's evac point. And then we've got our other Meteor. And then we've got our researcher and the gateway pentagram thingy.
Pentagram of Farala.
Portal pentagram of fa la 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 la.
La 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 la.
And we just thought we'd just quickly break down the terrain that we've got. So the vehicles will all be size 2. So we've got a helicopter, we've got a couple of trucks that are going to be size 2. The 2 big towers, or this tankers are size 3. This building here and this building here are size 3. And then we've got size 4, and then all the little things are size 2. So that gives you a feel for what's happening on the table. We will be right back at the end of the first lot of activations. All right, so at the end of the first activation, we had Cable. He boosted all the way up here and attempted to do a plasma rifle shot onto Doctor Strange. It did nothing.
Tanked it.
It was glorious Yes, terrible dice rolls again.
Actually, in this case, your dice roll wasn't terrible. I just rolled
bad.
triple crits and a shield on my defense from Doctor Strange.
This is true. And then Jace, talk us through what you've done with Shuri.
Okay, so Shuri jumped through the pentagram portal and landed on top of that dumpster. So the Ascani son started out about here, and then Shuri blasted him with a Panther Gauntlet, and he got knocked back. And then Shuri blasted him with a Panther Gauntlet again, and he got knocked back again. And now he's over here on the flank.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a nice place for him. I might keep him there for the game.
Yeah. So Shuri's just being annoying as Shuri does. So she might have to die. We will be back after the next lot of activations. Alright, so in the next lot of activations, we saw Domino from my side. She came up here and she went crazy with her automatic pistols into Shuri and did about, 4 damage?
Yeah, total of 4 damage, 1 off of dazing her.
Yeah, so it was pretty close. It was a good roll. But then Mr. Hawkeye decided that Shuri was in need of a little bit of help. So, Jace, talk us through what Clint's done.
Clint did what Clint does. He jumped through a pentagram's portal. He's punched 2 arrows into Domino with a little bit of reroll help from Shuri. And he has dazed her before bouncing across with his hook arrow up onto the building there, which is in range of that flanking meteor, which he has secured for the defenders.
Yeah, so it was a pretty big turn, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a big pair of activations. That's a solid advantage to the defenders there.
Yeah, so we will be back after the next lot. Okay, so this was a very painful round. Black Widow, she moved up here trying to take the Deadly Meteor back off Clint, but she failed. She only has 2 dice because it's energy, and she got 1 success, so that wasn't too good. And then Doctor Strange has come over and decided that he's a big meanie.
Yep, he too has jumped through the pentagram's portal. He has moved to within 3 of Black Widow, and then with a Bolts of Devilment, and some dice support from Shuri again. Mm-hmm. He has dazed her, and he has also used Oshter's Refuge to heal Shuri for 3, so she is back on only 1 damage. Solid activation from Doctor Strange.
Very annoying. Cool, so the last activations of this round, I activated with Sabretooth first, and he just went run around here and just secured that Deadly Meteor for the X-Force. And then Scarlet Witch, Jace.
She jumped through the pentagram's portal and got up onto the back of a truck so that she could throw a hex bolt into Deadpool. She hit him and incinerated him and planted a hex on him and got a couple of damage on him.
Yep.
But now he's got a chimichanga. He's got a chimichanga.
So yeah, Deadpool activated and he has secured his chimichanga, which is awesome. And he did bang and bang bang and bang bang bang.
Yes, there was bangs.
Twice.
You could say Deadpool banged Scarlet Witch.
Ooh. Shh. but yeah.
But she's standing on top of the truck, and his dice weren't terrible, but they weren't exactly hot either. So thanks to the cover, she only took 1 damage. Yeah. And she judged him.
But then at the end of his turn, because he's got the chimichanga, all of the damage that she'd done is gone. He got rid of his incinerate, and he's sitting on 3 power.
Nice.
So he's looking pretty good. He's looking pretty good. But that is at the end of the first round. There's a lot that's happened already.
A lot has happened.
So we'll quickly do the scoring now. So Jace, you've got 2.
I've got 2 Deadly Meteors, so that's going to immediately score me 3.
3, yep.
And I also have Shuri securing the Researcher, so that's going to score me 2. So at the end of the first round, and I hate to point out that this is very similar to our game on Thursday.
Yeah.
I am 5 points to 0 ahead of the XFORCE.
Sad face for XFORCE.
I mean, I do an XFORCE, but that's Wakanda Forever now, so it feels weird.
Yeah, can't do that. So we'll be back after the first lot of activations in round 2. Wish me luck. Alright, so first activation for this phase we had Scarlet Witch and Black Widow. Scarlet Witch did a lot.
Well, Scarlet Witch had Domino standing next to her, so she blasted her with a hex bolt, and then she threw this building at her.
Yeah.
And Domino doesn't like having large buildings thrown at her, so she's knocked out now.
She got squashed.
She also flicked a blast at Deadpool, but it didn't do a lot.
Yep.
To be fair.
He's just been a smart mouth back to her.
Yeah.
And then around the side here, Natasha tried to tangle with Clint. And she did a massive whopping 1 damage.
Two damage.
Damage.
Clint had support from Doctor Strange, so Strange did spend 4 power helping Clint out twice.
This is true.
But the important thing over on that flank, actually, I think, more than her attacking Clint, is that she failed to flip the meteor again. Rolling 1 success when she needed to again.
So she's not having a great time, but better than poor Domino, because Domino just had a building land on top of her. So we'll be back after the next lot of activations. Okay, so this turn we had Doctor Strange and Sabretooth activate. So, Jace, you want to tell us what bully boy Doctor Strange did?
Well, Doctor Strange decided that the opposition team doesn't get to have girls on it. So after Scarlet Witch had knocked out one of the girls, he decided to take the other girl out, and not in a nice to dinner way.
Yeah.
So he fired a pair of bolts of bedevilment into poor Natasha, Black Widow, and she has also been knocked out. I must say, I would have preferred to have one shot at her, but she rolled a decent defense.
The first time around.
So even though I got a relatively solid hit in on her, even re-rolling with his Eye of Agamotto, it was very unlikely I was going to finish her off. So I had to stay there. I would have preferred to have been able to move up to support Scarlet Witch, which the wisdom of that choice was demonstrated when a Sabretooth came tearing in towards her.
Yeah, so Sabretooth decided to come get some revenge, or try to anyway, and so he's come flying across onto the bonnet of the truck here and on Claw Slash into Scarlet Witch, but rolling absolutely miserably, and I don't even think we scored a damage on you.
You did. You pushed one damage through, which has resulted in him being judged.
Yes, that's right. He is now judged. So another really big turn from the defenders, and unfortunately, I hate to say it, but the dice are kicking me in the balls.
They're about.
But it's just one of those things. All right, so we had Clint Barton and Nathaniel Summers activate this turn, aka Hawkeye and Cable. So Hawkeye went first. Jace, you want to tell us what you did with Hawkeye?
Yeah, he hooked forwards further onto the building, and I was considering taking a pair of shots with his trick shot into Sabretooth, denying Sabretooth cover. But that's going to give Sabretooth 2 aggressive moves, which is enough to put him in contesting range with the civilian, which I didn't want. So instead, Clint's walked down to stand beside the civilian and join Natasha, covering him in his advance towards the researcher, in his advance towards the evac point. And he put a single shot into Deadpool, which dealt, I think, a whole point of damage, but more importantly, put shock on him.
Yep.
Which continues Deadpool's issue of having a lot of status effects on him. He's clearing them thanks to the chimichanga, but I've got enough stacked on him that it's still an issue, which is good.
Just so you can see, yeah, he's got that.
Yeah.
Then Cable went in again. Not not really anything happening here. He moved out, he opened up with his plasma rifle into the Scarlet Witch, and he actually rolled pretty well. He got 4 hits, and then Scarlet Witch went, I don't care, I block all.
I count skulls. She counts skulls on her defenses too, which is good. And unfortunately, he wanted to throw a building at someone, but of course, terrain throws are measured from you, so he's not close enough to whack anyone with a building.
Yeah, so yeah, that was fairly painful. So pretty much the last activations we've got is going to be Shuri down here, and then the pool, Mr. Pool. All right, so we had Shuri go and Mr. Pool go. So Jace, let us know what you did with Shuri.
So Shuri bounced the Ascani-san all the way back here again.
She just wants him in the backside.
That's where he belongs. And then she bounced a bolt of energy off of Sabretooth and pushed him back, but then of course he just aggressived straight back to where he started.
Yep.
So that didn't have a whole lot of effect other than to do 1 point of damage to him and give her a couple of power.
Yep. Then we went down to Deadpool. Deadpool wasn't happy just not only banging Scarlet Witch, he decided that he needed to poke her. So
he came into poker in her duodenum.
So he ran up. He managed to do, was it two damage? 1 damage? No damage.
He did push 1 damage through.
1 damage. And slowed her.
He got a slow on her.
And then he got to smart talking to her and played Merc with the mouth and removed 2 power off of her. And then with the chimichangas, he and his healing factor, he removed all the damage that was on him. And he got rid of the hex on him. And then gained another power.
I tell you what, the hexes I've been putting out have really been slowing down some of these attacks of yours.
Yes.
That has been hurting.
And it's pretty major because at the end of the second round, this has been a right nasty bloodbath. Jace is going up to 10.
I am. I've still got both objectives, and that's going to be 10-0.
Yeah.
It's rough.
It is very rough. So moving into the third turn.
I still don't have anyone dazed.
Yeah. The X-Force are falling behind drastically. They just cannot keep up with the mystical powers of Doctor Strange and the Scarlet Witch. So we'll see what happens in the third round, see if we can get some sort of comeback. Otherwise, this might be over before it started.
Lights out for the X-Force.
Okay, so this turn we had some slight changes. Jace, you went with Scarlet Witch.
Yep. And
she was getting busy.
She did get busy. She dazed Deadpool straight off with a 1-shot.
Stole his chimichanga.
Stole his chimichanga. Chimichangas.
She managed to get a bite out of it.
She did. She got a couple of bites. It was good. And threw a building at Sabretooth.
A truck.
Sorry, yeah. Threw a truck at Sabretooth. Well, a car, really. Threw a car at Sabretooth. Didn't do anything because he's a tank. She blasted him. Didn't do anything because he's a tank. She used no more mutants so that he couldn't slap her in the face. And then he activated.
Yeah, so Sabretooth got pretty angry. He went Savage Predator, which did 2 damage.
Yeah, not much.
Didn't really do as well as it could have done. And then he had to just do a manual claw slash.
Because he didn't hit the trigger.
Yeah, because he didn't trigger on his Savage Predator, which did end up resulting in a really good roll, finally, and did knock out Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, so Scarlet Witch is dazed, Deadpool's dazed off of the first activations of the round.
Yeah.
So.
And Sabretooth stole the chimichanga back, so he's taken a bite out of it too.
Everyone's getting a bite out of the chimichanga.
Yeah.
Thanks, Deadpool.
Yeah, thanks for bringing the chimichangas. So yeah, we'll come back at the end of the next activations. So in this activation, we had Clint Barton activate. And Jace, you want to just talk us through what Clint did?
So Hawkeye one-shotted Sabretooth, putting an arrow just straight between his eyes.
Yep.
6 damage in a single shot. Sabretooth saved nothing and was instantly dazed,
Yep.
dropping the chimichanga,
Yep.
which Clint picked up. So a total of 4 characters have snacked
on that
on
one.
that now somewhat manky.
Yeah. And I'm just looking at the terrain here, you know, like it's pretty dusty, red, sort of soil. It's pretty nasty.
It's just adding to that authentic Mexican.
Exactly.
And then he hook arrowed across to where you see him and shot the Escani-san to shock Cable, but that didn't do much.
Yep.
He didn't do much. I considered playing All You've Got with Clint and just going ham into Cable. But I realized I didn't need to.
Yeah.
Because Cable then activated.
Yeah, so Cable's activated and he was just, point of desperation was like, I need to secure that central meteor. And he body slid and then just ran his short ass all the way over here.
Waddle.
And could not claim the meteor off Shuri. She was just like, not today, Cable, which was pretty much game. So we just went into Doctor Strange because that was the last person that had to go.
Yeah, all that Doctor Strange had to do was to walk up and stand beside the researcher so that I will now score 4 points from the research station attacked,
Yep.
2 points for securing the researcher, and 2 points for the researcher being within range 1 of his evacuation point. And then I score another 3 points for the meteors.
Yeah.
And that will take me from 10
To 17.
At the end of round 3.
And you know what the X-Force scored?
0.
Yeah, that was a really rough game. But we'll be back in a second with our debrief from the match.
Post-game analysis.
Ouch.
That was brutal. The worst thing is, while your dice were not on fire tonight, that wasn't even the problem. The problem was that I just had some ridiculous attacks. Scarlet Witch especially.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor Strange once.
Yeah.
I think Clint only had the one super shot, but he was consistently putting out damage throughout the match.
Yeah, he was doing pretty bloody well.
Yeah, he had a solid. Clint had a solid game. Strange had a solid game from a damage output perspective. But by far, woman of the match for the defenders
Scarlet Witch.
she pretty much soloed the center of the table.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, she had dice reroll support from Shuri, always appreciated. And Strange held down the flank for her. Clint kept pushing out status effects, which was useful as well, even when he wasn't necessarily pushing for damage. But yeah.
The hexes as well, the getting the hexes on my guys was really like...
That was what was hurting the dice as well.
Yeah, because like my dice rolls were pretty like either on average or below average. There was I think maybe 1 or 2 rolls that were like
slightly above,
really
but only slightly above. And a lot of them where it was like, oh, that could be good. Oh, but you're hexed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were several times where what could have been a good roll just wasn't, because you didn't get to explode the dice.
Like Sabretooth. I think he got, when he went up against Scarlet Witch and took her out.
He didn't get 2 crits.
He got like 3 crits.
Oh yeah.
And he couldn't explode any of them out because he was hexed.
Not that it mattered at that stage. Scarlet Witch was set to rights, but but I mean, she'd done her job. She'd done her job.
Yeah. But that team, solid. I really like my team. It's definitely got potential. I'm gonna have to keep practicing with it to figure out the nuances.
I think you need to get a few more reps in. I think you maybe I get what you're doing with Sabretooth, flanking him, and he does have the mobility. I guess I was the one that pushed Cable out to that flank. You ended up with an awful lot of points stuck on that flank.
Yeah. Yeah, Shuri was just so annoying being able to just knock Cable completely, like, out of the game, pretty much.
Yeah, Shuri out of the portal, into the middle of the table.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna contest stuff. Bye.
Yeah. That was really, really tough, and I kind of needed to, like I tried to do, take Shuri out early.
To be fair, that was my biggest. I would say that was my biggest bit of luck in the whole game.
Yeah.
You falling 1 point of damage short of dazing Shuri.
Yeah.
If you had dazed Shuri at the top of one, well, not quite the top of one, but like during round one, which you very, very nearly did, Domino came damn close.
Yeah.
And if Domino had dazed Shuri, then things would have been quite different. Scarlet Witch's damage output wouldn't have had her support.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been quite so consistently high.
Yeah.
I mean, she was rolling reasonably well, but the re-rolls from Shuri definitely made a big difference.
But even just that transference of power, like being able to put all the extra power out and around the place.
Oh yeah, true. Because
huge.
We didn't actually mention this at the time, but because Shuri didn't go down immediately, I was able to advance R&D off her immediately, which put some power onto Strange and Scarlet Witch and Hawkeye, and kind of hedged. It was more of a hedge. I was hedging against her going down. I was actually worried that you were going to advance with Deadpool and then attack Shuri again, and that's part of the reason I pushed Scarlet Witch up.
Yeah.
Which did exactly what I wanted it to. Scarlet Witch became the priority target, who you then pumped shots from Deadpool into, which gave me the chance to then kill Shuri.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh man, that was a brutal match.
Yeah. So I mean, I've just got to keep on practicing. And I mean, like, there's probably one of the. It's a solid as team, and you know your team really, really well.
Oh yeah. I've got a lot of reps into defenders now. Scarlet Witch is the newest piece here for me, and I've still played her. A reasonable amount at this point. Cheers to Ozark Gaming, the YouTube channel, who sent me my Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver box.
Oh, nice.
So thanks, guys.
Nice.
I still wouldn't have them. They're still not in New Zealand yet.
No.
We're so behind. He got Cable, obviously, and Domino and Deadpool from the UK. And I wouldn't.
Thanks, 9-inch Church.
I wouldn't have Scarlet Witch either.
Yeah.
We're just so behind. The last thing we had was the Inhumans at our friendly local gaming store, and we have not seen a single release since.
So for the game today, Scarlet Witch MVP for you?
Oh hell yeah. Yeah. She basically soloed the center of the table, and with research and meteors, that's so important. Yeah, definitely.
I think for me, Deadpool was just on form. Like the last 2 games I played with him, he's gone down really, really quickly. But I didn't realize just how important it is to, if you have Deadpool and you're not running the Chimichanga tactic card, you have to run the Chimichanga tactic card. Just don't not take it.
It is good.
I mean, you're essentially getting healing factor 3. You're removing a status effect. You're gaining extra power. And the fact that he's only got 4 hit points on his healthy side, you're staying on your healthy side a lot longer.
Mind you, I do wonder whether you might not have been better letting me daze him. Yeah, and then grabbing the chimichanga after he'd flipped.
Yeah. This is true. Because then you're generating a lot more power, and you can go maximum effort a bit quicker, rather than staying on your healthy side where you're kind of. Deadpool's like it's like he's on easy mode. Right on his healthy side, he's like, I'm chilling out. This is not serious.
You wouldn't like him when he's angry.
Yeah, and then he flips and he's like, okay,
no, it's on. Now it's on. Now it's on.
So yeah, I mean, on that point, yeah, maybe I should have just thrown him in the middle there and just let him just do what he could and then go down and then
grab the chimichanga afterwards.
Flip and go to town with maximum effort.
Well, there was a moment in round 2, you advanced with Deadpool, and I had this image of horror from the last game where you had gotten that triple days off of a double maximum effort.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, here it comes again. You're going to hit Scarlet Witch, then you're going to move, then you're going to drop the maximum effort, and you're going to hit, at that stage,
like everyone else.
was, it would have been, I think it was...
Hawkeye, Shuri, and Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, it would have been Hawkeye, Shuri, and Scarlet. That's right, I'd moved Hawkeye down. Yeah, it would have been Hawkeye, Shuri, and Scarlet Witch. And then I realised, he doesn't have it. He's only got Deodine and Poke instead. And it's just nowhere near as scary. Like, it's still it's a solid spender for the points cost, for the power cost. But it's nowhere near as scary as maximum effort. Maximum effort is actually genuinely quite an intimidating thing to see on an enemy character. Yeah. So
painful game, but good. Thank you.
You'll get like it. It's interesting. It's the 2 back-to-back matches. Thursday night, I had to keep saying, James, play the mission, play the mission. Tonight, he kept his eyes on the prize, and there was some bad luck involved in that brutal scoreline. That's not a fair reflection of the match.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Again, thank you for tuning in and watching. And if you did like this video, please like and subscribe would be awesome. We really appreciate the support out there. And again, big shout out to Mythras Games, Battle Kiwi, and Hobbymaster NZ for your ongoing support.
Love you guys.
To the team. And yeah, we're going to keep the content coming, mainly focusing on Marvel Crisis Protocol. But like we said at the start, we're going to get the Aristaya back out. So if you don't know what Aristaya is, go back to some of our older videos. Because that's what we played like all the time.
It's actually it's a surprisingly similar sort of game to Marvel Crisis Protocol in a lot of ways. It's a bit more of it is a board game. But it's got a similar sort of flavor, and it's got a similar sort of objective focused, location and maneuver oriented play.
And amazing miniatures.
Amazing miniatures.
So check out Aristaya from Corvus Belli. That was spelled ARISTEIA exclamation mark.
Don't forget the exclamation mark.
Because that's it's Aristaya, not Aristia, which I hear people say and it drives me nuts. Aristaya.
I've taught my children to sing it to the Mortal Kombat theme tune.
Oh my god.
Bom 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 bom. Aristaya!
If you have no idea what we're talking about, go check out some older videos, or just Google Aristaya with an exclamation mark and keep the volume not. But otherwise, catch us back. We will be back again shortly. Jace will no doubt be back again for another battle of something.
Yeah.
And we're hanging out to get Tom back on the channel.
Yeah.
He's keen as. Carney is keen as. So those are our Tempest guys. And then I've also convinced my brother to start the Spider Foes.
I'm working on a few people as well.
So we'll see if the Spider Foes coming onto the channel as well. And I might be reaching out to 9 Charge to smuggle me some goodies back to New Zealand. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. Muchly appreciate it. Please stay safe wherever you are, and keep enjoying those games.